What's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove rust from a rusty tank. You can see in there, it's pretty nasty. So today I'm going to be using this Metal Rescue rust remover bath stuff. It's been used 2 or 3 times before, so I'm not sure if it'll still work, but you know, if it doesn't, I'll just get more. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys how to use this and how to remove rust from the inside of a metal tank. And then I'm going to use this Redcoat fuel tank liner stuff, and I'm just going to dump it in here after it's all de-rusted, and that will keep it from ever rusting again. So for this, you're going to want either a plug or a petcock you don't care about anymore, because this stuff, it'll clog up your petcock. So you're gonna want to put these other ones in, and then when you're done, you can put the old petcocks back in. But yeah, so let's take off these guys. Alright guys, so now all that's left to do is pour in the Metal Rescue. Alright, so now that it's all in there, you're just gonna let the tank soak for a good couple days. And it says not to let it go below 68 degrees. So I'm going to make sure to store the tank in the garage so that it stays warm. Alright, so the tank here is pretty rusty still. So I'm going to dump it back into here. And then I'm going to use vinegar instead to eat away at the rust. Man, used 2 and ended up only coming back with 1. Either it leaked out a bunch or it all evaporated, which kind of sucks, but oh well. So now I'm gonna fill this thing with vinegar real quick because I still want to get some of that rust out of there. Man, this thing must be a 3 or 4 gallon tank, which is awesome, but at the same time, geez, I had to use a lot of vinegar. So, yeah, now I'm just gonna leave it in there, let it sit out for, you know, a couple days, maybe a week, and then can get back to it and see how it did. Alright guys, the vinegar did a very good job. Leaked out of the tank somehow, or maybe that's condensation. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it did a really good job. I mean, there's barely anything in there. There's a couple little rusty spots down there where it was kind of really bad. But I mean, it did a really good job. So yeah, that's honestly a cheaper way to do it. Just get some vinegar. I think it was like $4 for 2 gallons. So now I'm going to dump the vinegar back into the bottles, and because honestly that's good enough for me. So yeah, I'm gonna dump the vinegar out now, and then I can pour some Redcoat in there, and that's gonna create like a barrier basically between anything inside the tank and the tank, and make it so that it won't ever rust again. Alright guys, so now obviously I don't want the tank to re-rust, so I got this Redcoat stuff here, fuel tank liner, and it says to
rinse out the tank with hot water and degreaser or detergent. So I filled up the tank here with hot water and degreaser, and I'm just gonna let it sit there for 15 minutes like the Redcoat tank says. So it says empty all fuel from the tank, remove sending unit, float, fuel lines, filters, or anything that could be clogged or is made of plastic. Remove any loose rust by tapping on the tank with a rubber mallet or by tumbling and shaking with a piece of chain in the tank. And then clean the tank with water, soluble detergent or degreaser, and add 2 ounces of degreaser per gallon of hot water and allow it to work for 15 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this sit for 15 minutes, and then I can rinse it all out and pour the Redcoat in, and this tank will be all ready to go. All right, so I've been waiting for 15 minutes, so now I need to drain the tank, and then I need to just flush it out with just regular water. And once I've done that, then you have to give it at least 12 hours to sit and dry so that all the water and all the moisture gets out of it. I'm probably just gonna let it sit for a full 24 hours just to make sure. I don't want the Redcoat peeling off or anything. So I'm gonna drain the tank and then I'll get back to you guys after 24 hours.
Okay, so now she's dry. And yeah, it is still a little bit rusty, but it doesn't need to be perfect. So this Redcoat stuff, it's kind of like syrup. It'll kind of harden itself into this rubbery gunk you see here. So it says to pour 1 to 2 quarts in. It says any tank smaller than 12 gallons, you know, you'll be fine with 1 quart. So before you pour anything into the tank, of course, make sure that your petcock, or in my case petcocks, are either junk and you're willing to gunk them up, or you take them out and you cover the holes with something that's not gonna let this stuff leak out. So let's just dump some of this in here. You can see down in there, it's nice and red, it's nice and glossy. So now you're just gonna kind of spin, you're gonna put the cap on, and you're just gonna kind of rotate the tank around and slosh this stuff around to make sure that it gets all over and is able to, you know, do its job. Alright guys, so we've been sloshing it around for maybe 10 minutes, I think. Don't worry if it gets on the gas cap. I think it'll just help it seal better. As you guys can see in there, it's all nice and red. All covered in Redcoat. So now you're just supposed to leave it out here with the cap off so that it can cure, and you know, just let it get some air, and I'll come back in like 20-30 minutes and see kind of how it's going. Alright guys, so I know you can't see very well in there, but now the stuff is dried. So let's pour the access back into here. Well guys, there you go. That's how you can get the rust out of your gas tank. Yeah, not too hard. Really good thing to do. You don't want rust floating around in your gas when it enters your engine. So yeah, that's how you get the rust out of the inside of a gas tank. If you wanted to, You could get it out from the outside as well, but that's pretty easy. All you got to do is either get some aluminum foil, rub it on there, or you could also use vinegar and soak the whole tank in vinegar, or you could use like a drill bit or something. I think I've got a few videos on how to get rust off of something. The tricky part is really just getting it out of the inside of the tank. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.